StoryCorps CT features interviews gathered by the StoryCorps Mobile Tour in Connecticut. Lifelong friends Roberta Salamini and Mary Avery sat down to record a conversation honoring their moms.
My mother, Alberta LaFrance, was very good friends with your mother, Mildred Avery.
They got so close that my mother became your godmother.
Right. And my mother became the deliverer of your first bottle.
Exactly. I don't remember your mother obviously feeding me the bottle.
Why not?
It was the story, right? Because I was adopted.
Right. You were adopted.
And I was a month old, and my mother couldn't get me to eat. And so she went to your mother, and your mother said to my mother, well, she was in an orphanage, and they open up the bottle, the nipple.
Yes.
They cut it so that people are fed quickly. And your mother knew that because
my mother also was in an orphanage and was also a motherless child, really.
Right. I think, too, that me being adopted was this, very primitive or early connection with your mother.
Absolutely.
For me and for her.
It was special. It was like, It was a bond that was amazing. Yeah. And, the fact that she was able to be there for your mother.
Right. Because
she knew what you were going through.
Right.
Intrinsically.
Right.
Is pretty special.
It really is, because your mother was like 3. I think she was a toddler,
wasn't she? She was like 3 years old when her mom died.
Yeah.
Her father had, left the 5 kids and left them, and she ended up in the orphanage. I don't think she was sort of fostered out until she was a teenager.
Okay, so she stayed there. So she helped with the babies.
She helped with,
Wow.
My mom was a self-taught everything.
She overcame a lot of obstacles.
She overcame a lot, and right until she passed away this year at 92. She was my hero. We all know that.
Yeah.
And how would she want to be remembered? I think as a quality person. She always wanted to be the go-to girl because she, in fact, could fix anything. And she prided herself in being a strong person. How do you think your mom would want to be remembered?
I think my mom would want to be remembered for helping people also. My mother was a friend of Lois Wilson. What that means is that my dad, who's passed, he did have a problem with his drinking, and my mom found Al-Anon early on. So Al-Anon is the, for the relatives and friends of alcoholics, for people who don't know what it is. My mother took every opportunity. Anytime somebody mentioned a problem that might be alcohol, she was there. And she was always there with practical ways to think about things.
And your mother's the one that got my mother into Al-Anon because my father also had a problem with alcohol.
Right.
So we are adult children of alcoholics.
Right.
And that's another huge bond that a lot of people don't share.
Right.
And we had attended Al-Anon together.
We did. So my mother was a go-to about certain things, and so was your mother. And you remember this. When I was an adolescent, my father had moved out of the house. Things were very dicey.
Tenuous, yes.
Tenuous, and your mother was so available. Talk about open-hearted, totally unconditional love. I mean, that's what I always felt from your mom, and she was incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
Had I not had your mom, I don't know what path I would have taken.
Blessed art thou.
Right.
That we had our moms.
Absolutely.
And that we have each other.
Roberta Salamini and Mary Avery in West Haven, Connecticut. Produced locally by Connecticut Public Radio. See and hear more stories at ctpublic.org/StoryCorps-CT.
The StoryCorps Mobile Tour is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. StoryCorps CT is supported locally by Connecticut Humanities with funding from Connecticut's Department of Economic and Community Development, the Office of the Arts, and the state legislature.